today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be off camera, but I'm going to talk about meal planning. So if this is something that you struggle with or you need some help with, I don't know if I can be a huge help because this is something I struggle with as well, but we can learn some things together. And I have a couple resources for you that I think will be helpful. So if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, stay tuned. Okay guys, so we are on chapter 4 of Graced and Gifted. And remember, this is a collab with Rhianon over at my little domestic church. And she is way, way better at this aspect of homemaking than I am. So be sure to check out her multiple videos on how to do this well. So, and I will link as many as I can find down below. So Graced and Gifted chapter 4 is she provides food for her household. Pretty much it just has to do with the fact that as women, we are supposed to be taking the time to gather the food, to plan the food, to prepare the food. And so the whole chapter was talking about, and this part really spoke to me, we cook with a right attitude. So sometimes I just have a really hard time feeling like I'm peaceful when I'm cooking because I don't have a plan. I'm trying to whip something together. It's stressful. It's 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock and I'm constantly thinking about what are we going to have for dinner. So I know that meal planning is huge. So you guys probably know that I am following the Budget Mom. I absolutely love her budget. I have a video that I made when I first started her budget. Now I've been into it about 7 months, maybe 8 months. I am never going back. I just got cash envelopes. I stuffed them. Like, I'm now doing cash. It's amazing. If you are struggling at all with budgets, I highly suggest the Budget Mom. I'll drop her YouTube channel down below. She also has a blog. And so this is her meal planner kit. It was $7.99. Totally worth it in my opinion. So let me walk you through what is in the meal planner here, and then I'll talk to you a bit about my recipe binder. So the first thing that I see here is that she has the staples for the pantry as well as the refrigerator and freezer. I went through and highlighted the ones that pertain to us the most, and then that way I can always check this as I'm making my grocery list because it's going to remind me, even if it's not something in a recipe, perhaps I need more of it, especially things like rice that I use for kind of on the spur of the moment recipes. She has the same thing with refrigerator and freezer, just ideas on what to keep kind of stocked up. So this is her inventory. She does this once a month, if I'm not mistaken, and she has a video on this where she literally takes everything out and inventories it. Now, I don't have a whole lot of things in my pantry, but I can see how if you had a bigger pantry or if you were buying, multiple items at one time, it would be really helpful to go through and take some inventory. I actually started doing this and ended up cleaning out my pantry instead, and that helped me see what I had and what I needed to get. She also has one for refrigerator and freezer. I would think this would be helpful to do with like condiments and things that maybe you bought for a recipe but then haven't been using more of. This is when it gets to like the ideas. So this is brainstorming recipes. I haven't used this page in particular. And then this is where, once you have those ideas, this is where the bulk of what I find really helpful is in this packet. So the way I found recipes for this week is I went to Pinterest and I looked up recipes that would fit with my diet restrictions. So starting about the beginning of February, I have to go paleo because from what I've read, dairy and sugar exacerbate allergies. And so I'm trying really hard to naturally treat my allergies come the spring. They get pretty bad between February and May. And so I need to find a way to like treat them as naturally as possible. And so one thing to do is to do mostly like paleo type foods. So I just went and found some recipes. And so I put this together just quickly. This is how I've always done meal planning. I print off most of my recipes, and then I made paleo, and then I made like a normal. So like, things that don't require any kind of dietary restriction. And then I have baking, which of course is like all normal stuff as well. So what I did is after I found those, I pulled a few recipes that I thought I was going to make this week. So I made this best taco bake. I'm going to make this tonight, zuppa toscana. And then this dairy-free potato soup is so good. And I'm like in love with soups right now. So these are some of the recipes, and then we had like a pasta vegetable night and some other things. And so, you know, I went through and I thought about, well, on Mondays we have ballet. So I'm gonna need something dinner quick. So we're just gonna do sandwiches tonight. Tuesday is more free, but it is my errand day, so I don't want a heavy cooking day on Tuesday because I'm doing all sorts of errands and grocery shopping. I'm not gonna feel like standing around the kitchen. Wednesday night, most of the time we have religious ed, but this week we don't, so I can do some cooking there. Thursday is a free day. Friday we do fish. Saturday I have some more time to devote in the kitchen, and then Sunday I don't enjoy spending time in the kitchen on Sunday unless I'm baking. So looking at your activities and looking at, you know, how you want to run your week, you just kind of fill this in. And then she also has a monthly meal planner. I found out from a Catholic group that was talking about meal planning that a lot of people do plan their entire month. So after this, for the weekly, I would probably fill this out for at least the week, and then maybe cycle through some of the same meals for the whole month, and then maybe only do like one new meal a month. My goal is to have 14 to 21 recipes that I can do that we enjoy and that I can do well, and then that way I can just blend them in. And how Jen does it also meal plans that way, and I will link her meal planning video down below because it's really good as well. My hardest thing is finding recipes that I'm interested in trying that don't have too many like odd ingredients that I don't want to buy just to use once. So then you have to make a grocery plan. So this is where you write out the recipe and then all the ingredients that you need, because you already have done the work to figure out what ingredients you already have by doing your inventories. So now it's just what you need. So I would have wrote like the soup out, and then maybe I needed coconut milk or potatoes or some bacon bits, whatever, right? So you just fill that out for the recipes. This is the reason why I bought this, is for this grocery list. I love grocery lists that are written out like this, because then when you're shopping the store, it's really easy not to miss an item. Like when you're in produce, and I will even write like hummus down under produce because that's where the hummus in my grocery store is kept, is by the produce. So, and then all your other spots would be for, you know, if you need to pick up toilet paper or whatever, anything other than food. She also includes, the last thing she includes are these recipe cards. So if you have a recipe that like you don't need to print, but maybe you want to have it on a card so that someone else can make it. So like if you're making, you know, turkey sandwiches, and maybe you could write it down just in case so someone doesn't forget tomatoes or something. Then there's also, these are provided as well. So I just found this little printable at $7.99. I just thought that made my meal planning so much easier. And again, my hardest thing is finding recipes that I'm interested in trying. So if you have a favorite recipe down below that's dairy-free and sugar-free, and I can't eat eggs, so it's really limiting because usually eggs are a solid protein that people are eating at least once or twice a week, and I can't do it. So if you have any kind of recipes you want to share down below that are paleo, please, please, please do so. I would love to take a look at them and give them a try. So that is it for chapter 4 in Graced and Gifted. Please let me know if you guys are reading along, what stood out to you in chapter 4. If you are really good at meal planning, please share your tips and tricks below, your favorite websites, favorite cookbooks if you find one that just really does a good job of meeting your needs. And I'd love some kid-friendly recipes. That's always a tricky thing. Let's just talk meal planning. It's definitely something I'm working on. It's one of my goals in 2020 is to be more consistent with meal planning, because I know that it helps me have more peace in my day, and that is definitely probably my word for 2020 is peace. I haven't picked one officially, but that's probably going to be it. So you guys, God bless. Have a beautiful day. Continue to know God, love God, and do God's will, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye.